This is Goddesstry of Me, aka Messiah Elaine, and we're back with the vibes on my channel. If you are new here, do not be afraid or shy, okay? I don't bite. I don't. Unless you want me to. No, I'm just playing. Do not take me seriously with this joke and stuff. I'm a nut, y'all. I am super excited to reveal that I'm going to be trying some new fragrances today. This is actually going to be my very first fragrance video on my YouTube channel, so that's exciting. What girl doesn't love a signature scent? We love to make statements with our smell. Your walk past air has to be on point, okay? If you want to impress certain rooms and be around just certain circles that's meant for you, and you want to walk through those doors ready to take on the world, okay? And you have to smell like you're ready, not just look like you're ready. But this brand is called the CLONE Perfume, and it's a perfumery that is US based. They formulate everything here, and these are inspired by your favorite designer luxury fragrances, but without the hefty, stressful price tag that those fragrances could come with. For example, let's just kick it off with the first one. We're going to start with the one that's inspired by Baccarat Rouge. If you don't know what Baccarat Rouge, that is that girl. She's her. She makes a statement every time you walk into a room. I know how this one smells. I actually know how two of these fragrances smell based off of my experience working with them, selling them, and everything like that. The other one I never smelled before, so that's going to be an interesting treat for me as well to get, acquainted with that. These are going to be extrait de parfums. If you don't know what an extrait de parfum is, it's basically higher concentration than your classic eau de parfum. Don't get me wrong, your eau de parfums is still going to be like your classic base, perfume. But an extrait de parfum, oh honey, like I said, we're in for a treat, okay? So I'm ready. Let's get it. Let's do it. All right. The bottle is super, super sleek. Very modern, very chic. Perfect for your carry-on when you're traveling. You can just pop this right on in there. I'm absolutely in love with the bottle, to say the least. So let's go ahead and give this a smell. I'm going to use my inner forearm, and we're going to go from there. All right, their name for the Baccarat Rouge inspired one is pretty sexy too. It's the Rouge Veil number 13, inspired by the Baccarat Rouge by MFK. So let's go ahead and give it a go. Let's turn the atomizer. Oh, she's intense. Oh man, okay. Right out the gate, the saffron hits you. Saffron is actually one of the notes in the original MFK, so I do smell the saffron. I smell the ambergris. Oh my goodness. The atomizer is really good. I like how it sprays. Let's just test it really quick in the air. Yeah, that's a good atomizer. It doesn't spit at you. It doesn't squirt the liquid at you. I really can't stand cheaply made or cheaply sourced, let me just say cheaply sourced atomizers. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's going to ruin the whole fragrance, because it should come out with ease. We should not have any problems, nothing like that. It just smells so good. And you're not paying almost $500 for this. This is going to be not even a fraction of the cost. We're talking under the fraction of the cost, okay? I don't even know how to put it in mathematical terms, but you're not paying equivalently equal to what you would pay for the actual Baccarat Rouge 540, right? So this is going to be something for my girlies who want affordability, but you want that luxury vibe still. You want to own the room that you walk in. You want to smell like you are expensive. You want to look, smell, feel, engage like you're worth $1 million. I'm going to see how all of them settle, and I'm going to tell you guys, after I do my wear test to see how it settles. I feel like they nailed the saffron in this. So great. Love. And what more could you want from the Baccarat Rouge? It smells just like it. You wouldn't know that you're not wearing the real MFK if you have on this one. So I kind of see why they named the brand the Clone off rip. This is just for my first impressions with the first fragrance. So we're going to move on. And the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to be very hypercritical of this one, guys, because I was a Tom Ford specialist. So I know Lost Cherry like the back of my hand. I know how warm it smells, how decadent, how gourmand it feels and smells. So I'm going to be able to tell if this is hitting directly on the head of Lost Cherry or if it's a miss. Really impressed with that one. So let's go ahead with the Naked Cherry, which is going to be Naked Cherry number 33. All right, and I'm going to make some space here. And let's turn the atomizer. Okay. All right, here we go, y'all. I love their atomizers. This spray is pretty nice. Ooh, okay. What? I smell, it's very sweet. The sweetness hit me literally on this side of my face and this nostril. I smell the almond. I smell the black cherry. The tonka is faint. I'm curious to see if the tonka is going to take the grand stage just a little bit, maybe in the dry down process, because you got to understand that fragrances, they metamorphosis, you know what I'm saying? Our body chemistry is different from, you know, different people. When it dries down, certain notes in the base or the middle may play, you know, a bigger role after the top notes kind of like dissipated a little bit, but it smells exactly like Lost Cherry. It's just sweet. It's a tad sweeter, if that makes sense. I'm like a shark with tonka bean. I'm hypercritical. I'm like, where's the tonka? Where's the tonka? And it might come out a little bit heavier as the dry down proceeds, right? So let's get into it. But it smells like Lost Cherry. It does. It just smells like a sweet Lost Cherry. And I'm not mad at it. It's not sweet as far as like it's going to make my head hurt. It smells like Lost Cherry. Like if you were to blindfold me and spray the fragrance, you wouldn't even know. Like I'm going to be honest with y'all real quick. I'm going to let it marinate and pull my sleeve down. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. So far with these two, if you blindfold me and sit me in a room and spray these on a blotter and put it up to my nose, I would literally think that this is actually the MFK and I would think this is actually the Tom Ford. So that's just my honest opinion right now. Like right now I'm kind of like a little bit taken aback because they smell very similar, if not the same. The Baccarat really nailed it. 100% smells exactly like the Baccarat Rouge. The saffron was there, the ambergris was there, 100%. This one smells like Lost Cherry. It's just I'm pulling a lot of sweetness, rightfully so, because I mean the one of the main notes is that morello cherry, that black cherry, right? So I am curious to see how the dry down exposes the other notes in this lovely fragrance. It does smell like that sweet gourmand decadence that the Lost Cherry possesses. So I'm very impressed with the fact that they were able to nail it, because these are not easy scents to like nail. I could smell it through my sleeve, okay? All right. Now the last one is a super treat, because this one is going to be inspired by a very highly popular fragrance. I see this fragrance all over my Pinterest board. When I'm on Pinterest, I see a lot of people share this, especially other influencers and the girlies who like daytime fragrances. I haven't smelled it, unfortunately, though, so I will not be able to tell you if it smells exactly like the Louis Vuitton Symphony. But this one is the Lost in Symphony number 83, inspired by the Louis Vuitton Symphony. So let's go ahead and open this. From what I did on my research, the main notes in this one is supposed to be, this is supposed to be an intense, fresh, luminous scent, perfect for your daytime, lovely lady. So the keynotes that I'm looking for in this one is going to be grapefruit, bergamot, and ginger, which is very interesting. I'm kind of scared but curious to see how ginger is going to play a role. I've never had a fragrance like with ginger like openly infused as a note in a fragrance. So let's see how it goes. Inspired by the iconic Louis Vuitton Symphony. Okay. All right, the bottle. So the inner part of my arm still smells like the Rouge Veil number 13. I'm going to use the outer part of my arm just to make sure that I don't mix the two. Yeah, this isn't okay. So we're going to use outer part. So here we go. She's intense, so I'm not gonna like put it close. Oh wow, I definitely get that ginger. I get that grapefruit right out the gate. The bergamot, I actually smell all three. All three of them are mixed cohesively and beautifully. Ooh. We might stroll in the actual Louis Vuitton store and see if we can get a whiff of the symphony. But so far, if you want to know my personal opinion on the scent, this is different than what I would usually go for in a fragrance. I'm actually being introduced to a new olfactive sensory type of feeling going on here. This is doing something to my senses, not in a bad way, but it's really opening me up to exploration. This one is very fresh and like it like when I sprayed it, I literally was like, wait a minute. And can we talk about the fact that they did dark bottles, like amber, like I wouldn't say amber, but they did like a dark glass bottle. And if you don't know this, the reason behind why amber bottles and amber glass or darker glass works better for fragrances and things of this nature is because when you have light penetrating your fragrance bottles, you're actually spoiling your fragrances. They're going to be more sour or more alcohol-like. You don't smell alcohol with these. And that's another thing I want to highlight. You don't get that alcohol smell when you spray these. It's straight notes, okay? And for a brand that is curating scents to match designer luxury scents, usually you will get a huge whiff of alcohol before you can really like get the fragrance or get the scent. These, it's as soon as you spray it, the scent is there. I don't smell alcohol, and that's for all three. I like that they're delivering highly exceptional quality for the price that they're literally offering these for. I mean, like, come on. Like, I would pay $40 or $38 for a fragrance any day if you're telling me that it comes with no alcohol pushback, and it's state-of-the-art smells that literally can rival the actual brands that we go in stores and see these hefty price tags for. So these are clean, vegan, cruelty-free. My favorite out of all three has to be the Naked Cherry. I did smell my arm again, and it does. The tonka bean came out. It's less sweet. It's not as sweet as it was when I first sprayed it, which is really nice because I was kind of scared. I'm like, oh my God, it smelled good. Don't get me wrong. The cherry was definitely there, but I didn't want it to be overwhelmingly just sweet and just cherry. I wanted it to really be impactful with the other notes like the tonka bean, the jasmine sambac, like all of those things that are actually included in the original fragrance. So I'm proud to say that they did the Naked Cherry. They did it right. And it's the closest you're going to get as far as like a dupe to the Lost Cherry. Absolutely. If you would like to save on your first purchase with the Clone Perfume, do not hesitate to click this link above. And I'm going to actually have my code and link in the description box. You get to save 15% off on your order, whichever one you may choose. They do have more. I believe I saw Killian, the Love Don't Be Shy. I think they have one inspired by Killian. I know they have one inspired by Le Labo, right? Killian. All my goddesses, come to the room expeditiously, okay? Put in the code GoddesstryOfMe and you will get that 15% off discount on your first purchase with the Clone Perfume. Like I said, these are going to be perfumes when you want to stand out. They are heavily matched closely to the real deal, the real thing. And I'm just really glad that this is something that is new. It's a newer brand. It's an indie US fragrance house, which is nice. So give them a try and tell me how you like it. If you do end up buying a fragrance and purchasing a fragrance, tell me which one you picked, because I kind of got a little like overwhelmed because I thought that they were for an indie brand.
Indie brand.
Right? For an indie brand, they actually have quite a few selections. Even for the men, they had some selections on there. So you're going to be like, wait a minute, which one do I choose? But for the price, you might get a couple. But comment below, come back to this video, tell me which fragrance you selected. I would love to know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I think they have a hype feature too now where you can hype up the video. So Don't be scared to hype up the video. Give me some love. I will see you guys in the next video. I had to pick my device back up and felt really compelled to come back on here because it is literally almost 11 p.m. I wrapped up my recording for this video at around 11:45-ish a.m. And for me to smell my forearm and still smell the Naked Cherry, for me to smell my forearm and still smell the Rouge Veil number 13, I don't have no words. And I'm going to even show you proof. It's literally almost 11 p.m. Literally. Almost 11 p.m. and you're telling me that I still smell these fragrances on my body. And mind you, the Naked Cherry I only sprayed twice. But for me to be able to roll my sleeve up and still smell the scent, and it smells as if I literally just sprayed it. Oh yeah, we are in the field, we are in the game. It smells absolutely divine. I'm in love.